Okay, quick follow-up to the AliExpress Bugout special, the fake Bugout knife here. Purchased on AliExpress for about 40 bucks. You can see in one of my other videos I compare this to a Ganzo FH51 to show that the quality of the Ganzo is vastly superior to this, despite costing roughly half what this did. This is going to be nowhere near the quality of an actual Benchmade Bugout, which cost considerably more than this thing, which was about 40 bucks. But anyway, I had the thought before I sent it back, or hopefully sent it back, to try to get this action a little bit better. You can see it's still pretty bad, but it's getting a little bit better, to just loosen this screw here, because it seems to be just operating on friction from this joint. I don't think there's actual ceramic bearings in here or any of that. And I did have a little bit of success getting the action a little flippier by doing that. The problem is now, you're not going to be able to tell on here, but now there's a little bit of blade rock. Well, maybe you can tell. Yeah, it's rocking a bit. You can unscrew it pretty considerably and actually get some pretty decent. Well, now it's super floppy, but now you can actually get it to close quickly. But what you'll see happens, have real obvious blade rock now. So I guess the point is to try to find someplace kind of in the middle, something like that, where there's just a tiny bit of blade rock, but you still get decent. Yeah, see, that's, yeah, it's still not great. And this is still really tough. This axis lock is still, you can just hear that just grinding. And again, this is despite using tri-flow on this. So just to prove it to you here, have a nice liberal application of tri-flow in there. And it's still, you can hear it just grinding. And the action, it is better now. So that is an improvement. But now again, we have a bit of blade rock. If we tighten it down, let's try just tightening it a tiny bit more. Looks like 1/8 of a turn. Yeah, we still got blade rock, but the action is better. It's not great. Yeah, see, now it's getting to not be great. I mean, you'd want to flip it open with your thumb. Closing it, I guess, is not the worst thing. It's getting there. The problem is you got to flick it so hard to open it that it will bounce back and end up somewhere like there. And then now it's not locked. So you kind of have to flick it twice. Once to like flick it open, the other to lock it in place. But again, you're probably going to have to do thumb stud all the time to open it, which is, I think, kind of the intent, which is why the thumb stud is there. Closing it, not too bad. But again, we still got a little blade rock. Let's try tightening it a tiny bit more. I can tell that's, yeah, now we're kind of back to, well, now it's a little better. Not much blade rock. That's not bad. Yeah, see, now it's kind of getting back to where we were, where it's just, it's tough to close. So that does help things a little bit, but still, overall, it's not great. And this axis lock is still terrible, even with the tri-flow. And it's still got burr, like a strong burr going on here. Like it's just harsh, very sharp edges. And again, I'm not a little baby. I mean, I play guitar. My fingers are calloused. I play guitar and bass. I mean, my fingers get have really heavy calluses built up on them. So that's pretty bad if it's bothering me. I mean, I deal with that kind of stuff all the time. So there you have it. Better, but still not a very good knife. Just cheap. It's really too bad. If that axis lock was considerably better and they actually had some decent bearings in here, this would actually be pretty cool, decent little knife, assuming that is decent blade steel, which is, that's a whole other assumption. So basically, assuming that all the functional parts of the knife were better, it would be a better knife. If the blade was better and actually has 30V, if the action, the opening and closing action were better, and the axis lock was way better, then it would be a better knife. Big surprise. These carbon fiber scales, looks like maybe they're actually real carbon fiber. I don't see any liner in there. I don't know if you can see. There's really no liner, but you know, that keeps the weight down. It's probably fine. Probably not a big deal. So other than pretty much all of the important stuff, it's not a bad knife. So there you go. Take that for what you will.